The Galactic Empire prided itself on being the most advanced and powerful force in the known universe. Its fleet spanned countless star systems, its technology was unmatched, and its military force was feared by all. When a lone human soldier was captured during a skirmish on the outer fringes of the Empire's territory, the officers considered it a routine matter. Humans, after all, were a primitive species, useful in some circumstances but ultimately insignificant in the grand scheme of the galaxy. The prisoner, however, was no ordinary soldier. His name was Captain Elias Vance, though few knew him by that title. Among a select few in the Terran Covert Operatives Division, he was known by a far more ominous name, the Shadow. He was a hitman, a ghost whose name never appeared in official records. His specialty? Infiltration, sabotage, and the elimination of high-value targets. For years, his operations had shifted the tides of countless covert wars, always unseen, always underestimated. Elias had allowed himself to be captured. Now he sat quietly in a sterile interrogation room aboard an Imperial dreadnought. The room was cold, metallic, and sterile, illuminated by the soft blue glow of holographic screens displaying his vitals, Earth's military insignias, and the list of his supposed crimes. He sat in the middle of the room, hands restrained in front of him, but his posture was relaxed, almost casual. His combat suit was scuffed and worn, a testament to battles fought and survived. His face, rugged and lined with years of experience, betrayed no emotion. Across from him stood 3 interrogators, each a member of the Empire's elite intelligence division. Their tall, reptilian forms were covered in sleek black uniforms adorned with glowing insignias of their rank. Their scales shimmered in the dim light, and their slitted eyes gleamed with cold intelligence. The lead interrogator, Commander Zarkel, leaned forward, placing his clawed hands on the metallic table. "You are a soldier of Earth," Zarkel began, his voice a low, guttural hiss. "A minor species from a backwater planet. You have been caught trespassing in Imperial space, interfering in matters far beyond your understanding. Tell us, human, what was your mission?" Elias looked up slowly, his eyes meeting the commander's with an intensity that made Zarkel pause. "I was on leave," Elias said, his voice calm and steady. "Vacation, you could say." A flicker of annoyance crossed Zarkel's face. "Do not insult our intelligence," he snapped. "Your vessel was found near a classified Imperial facility. You were armed. We know you were sent to spy on us." Elias smiled faintly, a subtle expression that didn't reach his eyes. "If you know everything, Commander, then why are we having this conversation?" The room grew tense. The second interrogator, a tall female named Versha, narrowed her eyes and stepped forward. "You are arrogant for someone in your position," she said coldly. "Do you not realize the gravity of your situation? You are aboard the most secure vessel in the Empire, surrounded by forces you cannot possibly overcome. Your life is forfeit unless you cooperate." Elias leaned back slightly in his chair, his movements calm and deliberate. He glanced around the room, noting every detail, the security cameras embedded in the walls, the guard stationed just outside the door, the subtle hum of the ship's energy core vibrating through the floor. He had already mapped the entire area in his mind, calculating probabilities and escape routes. "I understand perfectly," he replied. "But you've made a mistake." Zarkel's eyes narrowed. "What mistake?" "You think I'm here because you captured me," Elias said. "The truth is, I'm exactly where I need to be." For a moment, silence filled the room. The interrogators exchanged uneasy glances. Zarkel opened his mouth to respond, but before he could speak, the lights in the room flickered. A faint, almost imperceptible hum replaced the steady vibration of the ship's power core. Elias's smile widened. "That's the thing about human ingenuity," he continued. "You can have all the technology in the galaxy, but it only takes a small disruption in the right place to bring it all down." The lights flickered again, and then the holographic displays around the room began to glitch. Data streams faltered, and warning symbols flashed across the monitors. Zarkel straightened, his demeanor shifting from confidence to concern. "What have you done?" Versha demanded, her voice tense. Elias shrugged. "Let's just say, while you were busy talking, my primitive tech was talking to yours. A little surprise from Earth. You'd be amazed what a virus hidden in a soldier's vitals monitor can do once it's inside your system." Alarms began to blare throughout the ship. The third interrogator, a silent brute named Threx, moved toward the door, but it sealed shut before he could reach it. The room's temperature dropped, and the air grew thin. Life support systems were failing. Zarkel's claws dug into the table. "You'll die here too, human," he hissed. Elias stood slowly, the restraints around his wrists clicking open as the control systems failed. He flexed his hands, the calm demeanor never leaving his face. "Maybe," he said. "But I doubt it." With a swift, fluid motion, Elias disarmed Threx, using the alien's own weapon to incapacitate him. Versha lunged forward, but Elias sidestepped, delivering a precise strike that sent her crashing to the floor. Zarkel, now desperate, reached for his communicator, but Elias was faster. He grabbed the commander by the collar, slamming him against the wall. "Your empire thinks humans are weak," Elias said, his voice low and dangerous. "But we adapt. We improvise. And when we're underestimated, we win." With one final glance at the chaotic room, Elias activated the emergency release on the door. Outside, chaos reigned as the ship's systems continued to fail. Elias slipped into the corridor, blending into the shadows like the ghost he was. By the time the Empire's forces restored control, the interrogation room was empty. The human soldier was gone, leaving behind only a message etched into the table's surface. "You should have let me take my vacation,"